Top 10 most spoken languages in the world. Hello Displorers, welcome to another informative video presented to you by Displo and thanks for watching. In this video, we shall count down the top 10 most spoken languages in the world. There are roughly 7,000 languages spoken in the world today, and every one of them makes the world a diverse and beautiful place. There are 230 languages spoken in Europe, but nearly 2,000 across Asian countries. In Papua New Guinea alone, with a population of just barely 3.9 million, there are more than 830 different spoken languages. While some of these languages are spoken by huge populations across different countries and even continents, while some of these languages are less widely spoken than others, including a language as Busu, which is spoken by only 8 people. The most spoken languages in the world are usually considered in terms of native speakers, but it's still not that simple. Determining what are the most spoken languages in the world is a more difficult task than you might imagine, given that what constitutes a language or a dialect is fiercely contested. Mandarin, for example, has the most native speakers in the world, but Mandarin is neither the most important nor the most widely spoken language in the world. More troubling is the fact that what we refer to simply as Chinese is actually a whole family of languages conveniently lumped into a single category. Hindi is also used as a catch-all term to cover numerous dialects and sub-dialects. To make it even more complicated, the sources of data used are unreliable, given that they are collected at different times by different institutions. But then, for the sake of this video, the estimated population speaking these languages, either as first or second language, are going to be highly considered to make our list and not native speakers. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. Number 10. Indonesian, about 199 million speakers. Indonesian is the official language of Indonesia and a standardized variety of Malay, an Austronesian language that has been used as a lingua franca in the multilingual Indonesian archipelago for centuries. Indonesia is the 4th most populous nation in the world, of which the majority speak Indonesian, which makes it one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. The term Indonesian is primarily associated with the national standard dialect Bahasa Baku, but in a closer sense, it also encompasses the various local varieties spoken throughout the Indonesian archipelago. Did you know that along with Malay, it's among the politest languages in the world's eastern region, and despite Western preconceptions with a simple structure and easy pronunciation in its favor, Indonesian is surprisingly easy to learn. Number 9. Portuguese, about 252 million speakers. Portuguese is a Romance language originating in the Iberian Peninsula of Europe, and is the sole official language of Portugal, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde, Sao Tome and Principe, and Brazil, while having co-official language status in East Timor, Equatorial Guinea, and Macau. As a result of expansion during colonial times, a cultural presence of Portuguese and Portuguese Creole speakers is also found around the world. With approximately 215 to 220 million native speakers and 50 million L2 speakers, Portuguese has approximately 270 million total speakers. It is usually listed as the 6th most spoken language and the 3rd most spoken European language in the world in terms of native speakers. In 1997, a comprehensive academic study ranked Portuguese as one of the 10 most influential languages in the world. Number 8. Russian, about 258 million speakers. Russian is an East Slavic language native to the Russians in Eastern Europe and the official language in Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, as well as being widely used throughout the Caucasus, Central Asia, and to some extent in the Baltic states. Russian belongs to the family of Indo-European languages, one of the 4 living members of the East Slavic languages alongside, and part of the larger Balto-Slavic branch. Russian is the largest native language in Europe and the most geographically widespread language in Eurasia, and is the most widely spoken of the Slavic languages, with over 258 million total speakers worldwide. Russian is the 7th most spoken language in the world by a number of native speakers and the 8th most spoken language in the world by total number of speakers. Number 7. Bengali, about 265 million speakers. Bengali, also known by its endonym Bangla, is an Indo-Aryan language and a lingua franca of the Bengal region of South Asia. It is the most widely spoken language of Bangladesh and the 2nd most widely spoken of the 22 scheduled languages of India, after Hindi. With approximately 228 million native speakers and another 37 million as second language speakers, Bengali is the 5th most spoken native language and the seventh most spoken language by total number of speakers in the world. Besides being the official language of Bangladesh within India, Bengali is the official language of the states of West Bengal, Tripura, and Barak Valley region of the state of Assam. It is the most widely spoken language in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, as well as in the Bay of Bengal, and is spoken by significant populations in other states including Arunachal Pradesh, Delhi, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Uttarakhand. Bengali is also spoken by the significant global Bengali diaspora communities in Pakistan, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the Middle East. Number 6. French. About 277 million speakers. French is a Romance language of the Indo-European family which evolved from Gallo-Romance, the Latin spoken in Gaul, and more specifically in northern Gaul. A major world language, French is an official language in 29 countries across multiple continents and is one of 6 official languages used in the United Nations. French is also the 18th most natively spoken language in the world, 6th most spoken language by total number of speakers, and the 2nd or 3rd most studied language worldwide. French is estimated to have about 76 million native speakers, about 235 million daily fluent speakers, and another 77 to 110 million secondary speakers who speak it, as a second language to varying degrees of proficiency mainly in Africa. According to the OIF, approximately 300 million people worldwide are able to speak the language, without specifying the criteria for this estimation or whom it encompasses. Fun fact is that about 45% of modern English words are from French origin. Number 5. Standard Arabic, about 422 million speakers. Modern Standard Arabic is a term used mostly by Western linguists to refer to the variety of standardized literary Arabic that developed in the Arab world in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. With 295 million native speakers, Arabic is the 5th most spoken language in the world, and the only one in this top 10 that is written from right to left. It has also heavily influenced European languages like Spanish and Portuguese, with some words sounding exactly the same. It's left its mark on the English language, as the word coffee, for example, comes from the Arabic word kawa. It should be noted that Arabic isn't just one homogeneous language for all of these native speakers, because a number of different dialects are placed under the umbrella of the Arabic language, with recent numbers putting Arabic around 315 million native speakers. Number 4. Spanish, about 538 million speakers. Spanish is a Romance language that originated in the Iberian Peninsula of Europe. Today it is a global language with nearly 500 million native speakers, mainly in Spain and the Americas. It is the world's 2nd most spoken native language after Mandarin Chinese, and the world's 4th most spoken language. Spanish is one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations and is also used as an official language by the European Union, the Organization of American States, the Union of South American Nations, the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, and the African Union, and many other international organizations. Despite its large number of speakers, the Spanish language does not feature prominently in scientific writings, though it is better represented in the humanities. Number 3. Hindi, about 637 million speakers. Hindi is an Indo-Aryan language spoken chiefly in India, described as a standardized and Sanskritized register of the Hindustani language, which itself is based primarily on the Kariboli dialect of Delhi and neighboring areas of northern India. It is an official language in 9 states and 3 union territories, and an additional official language in 3 other states. As linguistic variety, Hindi is the 4th most spoken first language in the world, and alongside Urdu and Hindustani, is the 3rd most spoken language in the world. There are about 615 million native Hindi speakers, which makes it the 3rd most spoken language in the world. It's the official language of India and is also spoken in countries such as Nepal, Fiji, Mauritius, and Guyana. Words such as guru, jungle, karma, yoga, bungalow, cheetah, avatar, and many more words are borrowed from Hindi. Number 2. Mandarin Chinese, 1.33 billion speakers. Mandarin is a group of Sinitic or Chinese languages spoken across most of northern and southwestern China. Many varieties of Mandarin, such as those of the southwest and the lower Yangtze, are not mutually intelligible or are only partially intelligible with the standard language. Nevertheless, Mandarin is often placed first in its list of languages by number of native speakers. Over 1.3 billion native speakers who speak Mandarin, countries like China, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, and large communities in Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Mauritius Island, Mongolia, the Philippines, Russia, Thailand, the United Kingdom, the United States, Vietnam, and France use it. Number 1. English. 1.568 billion speakers. English is a West Germanic language first spoken in early medieval England, which eventually became the leading language of international discourse in today's world. English is the largest language by number of speakers and the third most spoken native language in the world. After Standard Chinese and Spanish, it is the most widely learned second language and is either the official language or one of the official languages in almost 60 sovereign states. There are more people who have learned it as a second language than there are native speakers. As of 2005, it was estimated that there were over 2 billion speakers of English. It should be noted that English is the largest language in the world, if you count both native and non-native speakers. But if you should count only native speakers, Mandarin Chinese is the largest. There you have it, explorers. Those were the top 10 most spoken languages in the world. Thanks for watching this video, and if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.